All right, so we want to put these little rectangular slots to hold my outside hinge parts, nice and solid like. But we use this piece in our assembly. We just brought in, uh, well, I've changed it now, but yours is going to be two of the same. Like here we have two sides. You're going to have two fronts. Because when you put these in here, you don't want them to show up here. So I'm going to show you how to create a different part, but I'm going to do it on the top. Okay. The same thing's going to happen here. When I put the slots in on the top, on the back side, I don't want them to show up on the front side. So we're going to go to our top parts. And this is the one, see, there's only one top, so we don't have to worry about that. But there's two of these we use in our assembly. So we need a separate one. And I tried using just the copy command, but when you copy it and you put the slot in here, it just copies the slot to the other side. So there's probably a better way to do this, but this is how I'm doing it. So this is the front. So I think that's sketch one. Yep. So I'm going to sketch one and looking to add it. And then I'm just going to copy this sketch. So right click, copy sketch entities. That's all I'm going to do there. Now I'm going to create a new sketch, front plane. And I'm going to right click and paste. That was pretty painless. And then we're going to make that 1/8 of an inch thick. And we have a new part. It's called part 4 down here. So if you do this initially before you put then you can call this rename. You can call that the back. So now we have top side, front, back. And when we go back here, oops, not there, here. This is my front. So I want to get rid of the back. And I will eventually insert, well, I can do it now. The back. No, I got rid of the back. I want the front. And I'm going to go edit this piece, but it'll go in there when we want to. So now you go back to your top parts and make sure you're working on your back, not your front, which is this piece. And you put the slots in that you need. And then the corresponding slots to here. Which is probably back here, I'm guessing. And you're on your way. Okay, so let's go back to the one I did. So remember, you have to go back to your sketch of the hinge part. I've got it open already, but like this is the one that's fitting on your top. It's 3/8 of an inch this way, and 1/8 of an inch. We can open the sketch to make sure. That's the inside hinge. Sketch 2. Yep, so it's 3/8 of an inch here. 1/8 of an inch. This is supposed to be 1/8 of an inch. We could double check it. Yep, eighth of an inch. So that makes 3/8 plus 1/8 is 4/8. This is a ½ inch. Of course, it's an inch deep. And the plywood or the MDF is an eighth of an inch thick as well. So this is on the top, but we were doing the bottom. I'm ready to go to the top, but you're doing the bottom right now. So let's go to the hinge parts, outer, sketch 3. So it's a quarter of an inch down, and it's 3/8 of an inch. The tab is 3/8 by an H thick going in and out. And there's 3 of these, right? And they're separated by these, which are an eighth of an inch thick. So it's, if you go to look at this, let's go here. Boom. And look, that's an eighth of an inch. 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 So it's 5/8 of an inch total. So these gaps have to be an eighth of an inch wide, and they have to be an eighth of an inch from each other. Except we have to take into account the kerf of the laser. So I'm going to let you guys kind of do this, but the distance from this edge to this line here is 1 inch. Once I did these 3, I mirrored them to the other side, so I'm not drawing these over here. This has to be 3/8 of an inch tall. Just remember, when a hole gets bigger, so it's 3/8, which is 0.375 minus the width of the laser, and it's an eighth of an inch wide minus the width of the laser. The gap, this is real wood here, so it's going to be smaller once that laser goes up the line. So it's a quarter of an inch plus the 0.06. And this is 3/8. But if it's 3/8, we're cutting, this is going to end up being lower. I think we can leave this at 3/8. No, this is solid wood, so it's going to end up being shorter when we cut these. So yeah, you have to do your 3/8 plus your 0.006. So anyway, once you get those 3, then you mirror them over. Similarly, on the top. The top's a little more difficult because you have to match up. There's a slot here and then down into the back. Because on the hinge, we have 2 tabs, a tab in the back of the top and a tab on the top of the part. From this corner to this corner is the edge of the box. You can see that here. Let's do this. See, there's a tab on the top and the bottom.